Have you guys, seen the last episode of Dragon Ball Super? Or do you have no life? It's one of the two.
I have no life!
What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be reviewing episode 40 of Dragon Ball Super, so you sit your pretty ass down and watch. Before I jump into the review itself, I actually posted my final AMV. An AMV is an anime music video. If it's something you're interested in, please check it out. It's something that I did way before I started this channel. It's like my final one, potentially. So go check that out if you're interested. It's Dragon Ball shit, so watch. Without further ado, episode 40 of Dragon Ball Super. So we pick up right where we left off. If you don't remember where we left off, Goku was firing a Kamehameha hit, and they were both yelling at each other, and it was like, ah, ah. Then, of course, with a giant Kamehameha that breaks shit broke, and they broke the ceiling or the arena again. It's broken like 3 or 4 times or some shit by now. It breaks open, everybody's getting sucked into the vacuum of space, everything looks chaotic and terrible, but of course you have Whis and Vados there to fix the shit because they're like, hey, there's a hole there, and then they raise their magical staff things and they fix it. Then there's this awesome build-up. Goku and Hit both fly up from behind their respective gods' portraits because they both get knocked back. Goku's starting to feel the effects of the Kaioken. He grabs his arm in pain because, you know, he's starting to get those little, if you guys don't remember, the Kaioken has very bad negative side effects. Then Goku raises up his fists. He offers Hit a fist bump, and then Hit actually cracks a smile, and the Kais kind of pointed out too, they're all shocked that Hit's actually smiling, because Hit's like this crazy assassin, he's been around for thousands of years, so the fact that some guy would just show up and give him a great fight, make him smile, is pretty dope. By the way, I'm loving Hit. Hit's character is awesome. So Hit floats up to Goku, and then they fist bump really quick, and then they immediately clear distance. It's like, right when they touch, they instantly back off, and they get ready to fight. And then Hit changes up his fighting stance. And if you've seen Trunks, if you've seen when Future Trunks killed Frieza, you'd remember Burning Attack, at least that's what it's called in the video games. It looked like Hit was about to do Burning Attack, but no, he was just being over dramatic, switching up his stance, his fighting pose. Actually, him switching up his fighting pose is due to the fact that he's literally getting stronger, like he's getting more power. Beerus points out that he's adjusting his fighting pose to accustom his newly found strength. And Whis actually gets a little nervous or scared by this. Not scared, but you can tell, like, even he sees, like he's impressed by Hit. That's pretty crazy, because I mean, this is Whis we're talking about. Goku and Hit are having this stare down, and then Champa immediately starts yelling down to Hit. Champa's yelling at Hit, basically telling him, hey, the Kaioken's gonna wear off, and then you'll be able to take advantage of him. Basically, he's trying to give Hit an exploit to win the fight. My assumption is, Champa obviously knows about the Kaioken, because the Kaioken is a move that was taught to Goku by a Kai, and a Kai is a deity, and Champa's a deity, so it's probably a move used by deities. Actually, now that I say that, if King Kai knows the Kaioken, and Kai is like what a god is, could there be any possibility of other gods also knowing Kaioken? Random thought. So yeah, Champa's telling Hit, yeah, Kaioken's gonna wear off. Just run away and then take advantage of him then. Then Kabe goes up to Champa. Kabe's like, hey, that's not good for Hit's pride. Like, that'll be hurting his pride. And Champa immediately puts Kabe in his place, and he's like, I don't give a fuck about that bullshit. Like, I just want him to win, kind of thing. This is a fight between me and Beerus, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't care about Hit's pride. Then Champa says the quote, you are nothing but pawns in this game. And Goku and Hit do not like that, and they both give Champa the dirtiest look, like this dirty little side meat mug thing. Like, they look away from each other. Let me show you, this is what they do. Except cool, like it looks cool when they do it, not so much when I do it. Their look actually intimidates Champa a little bit, or at least it makes him fall back, it would appear. And I think that's due to the fact that Goku, Vegeta, and Hit, mainly Goku and Hit at this point, are like way above the other ones. Vegeta too, you know, they're on a god level, so like, if they really put their mind to it, if Goku, Vegeta, and Hit teamed up on like Champa or even Beerus, I have a feeling that he could be in a lot of trouble. Like, imagine, ooh, that would be a crazy team. Actually, think about it, if Hit like paused time on somebody, then Goku and Vegeta both blast at them while they're stuck, I don't know. Well, then their blast would stop too. But unless he learns, fuck it. All right, long story short, That'd be a cool alliance if it were to happen. Bottles kind of calms Ciampa down, reassures him, and then says, you know, I want to see the end of this fight. And after Votto said that, you know, I've always had like the stipulation or the theory that she could potentially be evil. But after seeing how she acted in this episode, I'm not going to say it completely clears her of being evil, but it definitely kind of tones that down a little bit to a degree, because if she legitimately wants to see the outcome of this fight without, you know, desperately wanting Hit to win for the Super Dragon Balls, then that kind of leads me to think otherwise about her being evil. She might not be as bad as I once thought. Goku has a little flashback of all the Universe 6 fighters, basically saying that he's honored to fight Hit, who was the strongest of all of them, because all of them were pretty strong and had their own unique thing to bring to the table. So he's very happy that he gets to fight the strongest one. And without further ado, they start fighting again. Hit dashes up, activates his time leap, and his time leap has actually increased. He didn't specify the number this time, but it has increased, and he calls out to Goku. He's like, my time leap has far surpassed your speed now. And then he lands massive amount of blows, gut shot, gut shot, gut shot. Then this one, wham! This big ass gut shot, and this one is almost like the knockout blow. Like you could feel that one. Like you see that little particle effect behind Goku. This is like, that was like Hit's knockout blow. He thinks it's over. Goku starts to float down, and then he stops himself. And then of course, you know Goku, that aura sparks back up, and he forces himself back up, charges up to Hit, and then whams him right back, sends Hit flying into Ciampa's portrait, slams him into the wall like this. It was really nice. These are some very epic hits. See what I did there? Then Goku and Hit both fall in exhaustion. This fight is awesome. They're both tired, they're both weary, they both don't have much left to give, but they both force themselves back up on their feet to fight. And then Goku asks Beerus for a favor. He looks at Beerus and he says, can you override all the rules in this fight? Essentially what Goku wants is, he knows that Hit is an assassin. Hit is a person who was built to kill. He's built his techniques to kill. He's ready to kill. Like basically he's restricting himself in many ways by fighting Goku and having to hold back, because he isn't allowed to access, I guess, his full assassination arsenal. So he has a bunch of other moves that he hasn't been able to use theoretically. Ciampa, of course, loves this idea. He loves the idea of Hit being able to use it because it's an advantage on his side. And then Beerus, of course, does not like this idea. So he flies up to Ciampa, they start arguing, of course. You know, they're doing this whole thing where they're up in each other's face. And then meanwhile, Hit and Goku are discussing. Hit comes to the realization that, okay, yeah, maybe we are just pawns in this game. And then Goku's like, no, we're not pawns. We should fight with you going all out some other time. And Goku starts to walk away. And this looks weird. Goku starts to walk away and jumps out of the ring. Goku jumps out of the ring and gives the fight. He says it's over. Beerus, Ciampa, everybody's shocked. Everybody's like, the fans were shocked. If you would have saw Twitter's reaction, everybody was like, what the fuck just happened? Like Goku just jumped out of the ring. And the outcome is something I called. I didn't call how it was gonna happen, but I called that it would happen. I will gloat in this video. It will happen. You just wait for a little bit. You just wait. I'm going to gloat, but let me finish the entire tournament and then I'll gloat about my predictions. Goku returns to his base form, and then the effects of the Kaioken start to get to him. His arm gets all bulgy and veiny. He's in pain. He falls down. Kaioken has very nasty effects. Up next is Monaka versus Hit. The big fight that everybody was speculating about for so long, except now we know Monaka's a scrub. Goku doesn't know Monaka's a scrub, because meanwhile, as Goku returns to the stand, Beerus is kind of scolding Goku, giving Goku all kinds of shit for losing, and then Goku's like, no, don't worry, we still have Monaka, he's stronger than me, right? Because Goku still has no idea that Monaka's been confirmed as a fucking large nipple scrub. Monaka, meanwhile, is terrified. Dude is literally shaking, you can't help but almost feel bad for this guy. He looks at Hit, he's intimidated as fuck, he does not want to do this, but Goku throws some encouragement at him, and then Monaka's like, all right, you know, let's do this. He doesn't actually say anything though. He jumps down, it's all elegant, and he does this little flip. You're like, okay, Monaka, you got some skills, some acrobatics, but then wham! His head slams into the floor. He eats shit. He doesn't make the landing. It was quite comedic. Classic Dragon Ball humor. Hit can already tell that Monaka is a scrub. He looks at Monaka and he can clearly see that this guy has no fighting potential, or maybe has potential, but he doesn't stand a chance against Hit. The gong sounds off. I was gonna say the gong rings, but that's a bell. The gong makes the noise that gongs make. Boom, that thing. Monaka runs up to Hit, brings back a punch, cocks back, lands a punch right on Hit's leg, and it does nothing. Like you know, it's like this little fart of a noise that it makes, like, you know, like you know, he's obviously way weaker. It's like when Hercule punched Android 18. Very much like that, because afterwards, Hit completely sells the shot. He starts yelling as if he's in pain when he's clearly not, and throws himself out of the ring. Monaka's the winner. Now, it's time to gloat because I called it. Because I called it, what, weeks ago? Maybe even a month ago? Fuck it. Play the clip in this fight. Then Vegeta's gonna fight Hit, and then Vegeta's gonna lose to Hit, and then Goku's gonna fight Hit, and then Goku's gonna do better than Vegeta because Vegeta, he's gonna learn something that happens in the Hit fight with Vegeta, and Vegeta's gonna narrowly lose to Hit because of some sort of technique that Goku wouldn't have understood unless he watched Vegeta fight Hit, but Vegeta fights Hit, and then Vegeta narrowly loses, and then Goku's like, oh my goodness, it's my turn to fight. I know what to look out for. They're gonna have a really good fight. It's gonna be all that promotional shit, probably good 2 to 3 episodes, and then after that, Goku's gonna be like, oh my goodness, then he's gonna barely lose, and it's gonna be a really close fight, or he might just flat out lose. But I do think Goku's gonna lose because then Monaka's gonna step up, and Monaka's gonna be last fighter. Then something weird's gonna happen with Monaka, and then the actual storyline of Universe 6 is gonna break out because it's not just gonna be about the tournament, it's gonna be about some other shit. Now, I don't know, maybe you guys take me a little more seriously when I post other shit, huh? So Universe 7 is the winner, Universe 6 loses. Goku immediately greets the Galactic King because the Galactic King is the reason Goku knew about the Toki Tobashi, the time leap thing. So he goes up to thank him, you know, he's like, thank you, I wouldn't have been able to do as well as I did if it weren't for you. Shakes his hand. Remember, the Galactic King is an octopus thing, so he has a lot of hands, and this hand didn't turn out to be a hand. It actually turned out to be the Galactic King schlong. That's right. Straight up, they say that basically like Goku shaking his tentacle, and then the Galactic King blushes, and then he's like, that's not my hand. That part was hilarious. I mean, I could tell that that's what it was when I was watching it without the subs too. Like, it was so funny. Like, I wonder how they're gonna dub that. They're probably just gonna say, that ain't my hand. But I feel, in the subs I watched, he straight up said, that's my penis. Hit returns to Champa. Hit goes back up to Champa, and he basically says, I don't need the cube anymore. You know, get me out of here, I'm done here, let's go. And then Champa's like, nah, fuck that. Champa's not happy with Hit, he's mad. Not only is he mad at Hit, he's mad at all the Universe 6 fighters, and he creates this blast. He's ready to destroy. Remember, he is the god of destruction. He has a similar temper to how Beerus was in the Battle of Gods movie, where the smallest thing will tick him off, and he is not happy. So Hit kind of squares up too, and like, it seems kind of like, it's kind of badass. Like, I'm wondering what's gonna happen. I'm wondering if Hit's about to really fight Champa right now, how well he would do, even though he just came off of a fight, he'd be kind of injured. But I wondered, yeah, I was like, what the fuck is about to happen? All the Universe 6 fighters are intimidated. Goku looks over, and Goku shows a little concern, but Beerus quickly says, like, that's Champa's universe, don't fuck with him, let him do his own thing in his universe, stay out of it, kind of thing. But before Champa goes crazy and goes apeshit and destroys everything, Vados notices somebody in the center of the ring. So she tries to get Champa's attention. She's like, Champa, Champa, Champa. And then he finally turns around, looks at Vados. Vados points down to the center of the ring. He looks down, and oh my goodness, there's a little fucking between two tall fucks. Keep in mind, I stayed away from all spoilers, thank God, because I don't know why people enjoy. All right, I go on the spoiler rant way too much, but I don't know how people can enjoy it with being spoiled, but knowing everything's gonna happen. Whatever. So they look down, and then there's this little fuck. In the subs, he's known as Zeno-sama. But I overheard somebody, it wasn't a full spoiler, but I think somebody called him like the Omni King, which leads me to believe he's like the leader of, or like the king of all of the universes, which would be crazy. Or maybe he's just the leader between the two universes, the Universe 6 and 7. I don't know. But nonetheless, he's a very high role because Beerus and Champa both like lose their shit. They're both like in shock that this person is here, and they both kind of like, you can tell that they have respect and manners when this particular individual is around. Don't know for sure who he is. He doesn't look like he's very fighting capable because, you know, he's just a little fuck, but you never know. But on his sides, those two tall fucks, I bet, probably are some fighters of some sort, but that's just a guess on my end. And that's where the episode ends. We end on that cliffhanger with the new arc, it almost looks like, starting up with Zeno-sama, aka the Omni King, aka whatever the fuck his name turns out to be. Next episode preview, episode 41, is it an oh my goodness or is it just an oh my goodness? Now that I think about it, it's an oh my goodness because we finally see the Super Dragon Balls. Super Dragon Balls look like they're gonna summon a dragon, and what dragon do they call? Not Shenron, not Purunga, but the Winged Dragon of Ra. They use the Super Dragon Balls to summon Yamu, and Yamu shows up and he has the heart of the cards, and then he plays the Winged Dragon of Ra, and that's how that episode's gonna go. Okay, it's not the Winged Dragon of Ra, but it looks like the Winged Dragon of Ra. Like Blue Eyes White Dragon and the Winged Dragon of Ra had sex, it would be that dragon. Long story short, it looks like it's gonna be the Super Dragon Ball's dragon, and it looks like there's gonna be a wish that is going to be made. We finally get to see what Beerus really wants these Super Dragon Balls for. I'm very concerned, very excited. I want to see where this goes or what happens with the Super Dragon Ball. So next episode, shit could really pick up. We're at the beginning of new things, at the end of other things, or maybe this is still the continuation of Universe 6 versus Universe 7. Who knows? I've stayed away from spoilers. But anyways, this has been Deion. That's me. I'm Deion. I'm known as SeeReax on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, there's a like button, and if you press that like button, you want to make me feel you're gonna press that like button. You wanna make me feel great? Comment. You're gonna comment all up in this video and say your thoughts, talk about whatever. If you wanna make me feel loved, you're gonna follow me on social media. Fuck it, just do it. I don't need to give you a reason. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. WUAH!